so chaotic. Just top to bottom.
Well, I was going to ask you what you were singing when we got back from the countdown video there, because I could see you mouthing something, but wasn't sure what it was.
Countdown. Bop, 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 bop. Bop,
I
bop,
got
bop,
it.
bop. It's a bop.
It is absolutely a bop. And today is Thursday, April 25th, 2024. We are back again to discuss the latest episode of the Challenge All-Stars 4. Episode 4 of the Challenge All-Stars 4. This one was called STARGET. And I think I enjoyed it. So I'm curious to see what you guys thought, and I can't wait to get your opinions. And let's kick this sucker off.
Let's do it.
All right. My name, of course, is John Dunphy Stuckey, Stanning, Miss Laurel, Queen Laurel. I'm joined, as always, by my ride or dies, Mr. Kyle Petty and Miss Gina Morgino. And we are Strat Chat, your favorite reality TV podcast. You can find us on the socials at Strat Chat Pod. Please take a look and find us on all the social media platforms and throw us a like, a comment, a subscription, a follow. Find us, on like Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Leave us a nice review. We'd really appreciate it.
Give us a gander.
Yeah. You can tell I'm definitely feeling a little under the weather today because I just realized now that I never put any music on for our little intro. So yeah, I'm a little out of it today. Sorry, everybody. But okay. Let's talk about the challenge.
Chat too. Damn.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the challenge. All-Stars 4, episode 4. Any initial thoughts on this episode? What do you guys think? Wow.
Well, I mean, I enjoyed it. I felt like it was pretty straightforward, not really like a landmark episode. The things that I want to discuss, I don't want to jump the gun. So pretty run of the mill, but enjoyable.
Yeah. Okay. So Gina, any thoughts before we get into it?
I mean, not anything in particular before we start running it down.
All right. Let's just get into it. Okay, so really, we got to the daily challenge in this episode very quickly.
Yeah,
we were like already out there, like with the whole setup of the game, this unbraided, reloaded daily competition within like 5 minutes of the episode starting. So there wasn't really much like ahead of the daily challenge. The only thing that I thought was noteworthy that I would bring up was just that Cam still seemed to be very upset with Cara Maria over Cara not wanting to vote Rachel in. And like, I get that like you're coming into the game as one of the first votes. Like if Cam thinks she's working with Cara Maria, I'm sure she wants her to vote, the same way and everything. But like at the end of the day, Cam still got what she wanted, which is Ayanna going in and going home. Cara, she still obviously wants to work with Cam, but it was just this other kind of thing of like, I'm going to be an early target. I have a star. Let me, try to make a new connection that also has a star. Maybe this person could have my back. I thought it was a way for, Cara to kind of help herself in the game, but also gave Cam what she wanted. So I don't really know why Cam is still so upset about this, to be totally honest.
Yeah, I thought it was a little much. Like, listen, I get that you're a little annoyed in the moment, but like, it's a little too early to be expressing such annoyance. Like, there's a lot of options on the table here, and it's like there's a lot of different ways for this game to go, especially what was episode 3. So just cool it a little bit.
Yeah.
These are the arguments that maybe we have down the road.
Right. It's not like this is my person that I was working with the entire season and all of a sudden they burned me. Like,
exactly.
No, there's no like real structure set up yet, I feel like.
No.
Right.
Like, easy does it.
And, like we've all kind of said, like, I can see Cam being annoyed, that somebody's not voting the way you want them to or whatever. But at the end of the day, like, all that Cara did was kind of try to help herself, but still gave Cam what she wanted, which was Ayanna going in. And we knew Rachel was already going in. So like, like that was already set in stone. Like And in this episode, it seemed like Cam took that so hard that she was not only willing to vote like against Cara, but to see Cara go into elimination and possibly go home. Meanwhile, Cam or Leroy weren't even at risk last time, and everything that Cam wanted still happened. So I just didn't really understand. Yeah.
Yeah. Too much too soon. What you got there? Is that Wendy's? A Wendy's cup?
No, it's just a solo cup with a little fun straw.
Oh. Oh.
Yeah. There's a secret about this straw.
Yes. It's something. Oh.
Yeah. It pairs very well with a Diet Coke.
Sure does. Sure does. Got anything fun going on in your cup, Gina?
I went to Buffalo Wild Wings.
Some fun in the cup.
Oh, in the cup. It's just lemonade.
Oh. No little extra up to make it like a, a proper lemonade?
No, just a lemonade. Sorry.
All right, well.
Kyle is unimpressed.
Sorry. So sorry.
I have my Crystal Light pink lemonade.
Mm-hmm.
A splash or 3 of Absolute Wildberry.
Very nice. Very nice.
I'll give the distraction.
So let's get into the daily challenge. Did you like this daily challenge? It was a callback to a game of the past, unbraided, but this was reloaded. So this one, they weren't hanging over the water like we saw them last time. They were hanging from the side of a truck. They love these. They love these speeding down the runways on the side of a truck competitions now. Yeah. So basically, this competition we were broken up into. It was teams of 5. I believe 4 teams of 5. And the teams were connected to 5 braided ropes that were hanging from the side of this moving truck. Teams needed to unbraid their ropes and then complete a maze on the side of their truck. The team to do this the fastest would be the winning group, would be safe from elimination. Hello?
What just happened?
I don't know. Did we all just get muted?
Yeah, I thought my computer was breaking down. I don't know what's going on.
I think Gina was typing something, and I think she muted everybody.
Wow,
how would I even have done that?
I don't know how you do it, but I will say I have done it. I just noticed it really fast and turned it off before anybody else picked up on it. But yeah, there's some keyboard combination that allows for that to happen.
Okay, I'm never typing again, so I'm done now.
Way to go, Gina.
I'm so confused. I don't know how to do that. I'm so sorry.
It's supposed to be a convenience feature. They call them hotkeys.
Nothing about that was convenient. That was exactly the opposite of what I wanted.
I know. Yeah, no, it's happened to me too. It's some combination of M and something.
That's so funny.
Yeah, I got very confused because I saw all of a sudden it said on the top Mike was muted, and I saw that I was muted, but then I looked and saw that Kyle was also muted.
And then I got like a pop-up. I was like, I don't know what's happening.
It's like, are we even still streaming?
Hello, are we here?
That was crazy.
No.
I'm so sorry. I'm not touching my computer anymore.
All these things happen.
I'm just along for the ride.
But
this
now I'm looking to it at why the stream got derailed over here. It's because Gina's typing about wings.
Kyler asked me a question. I had to answer.
Whole stream gets shut down because we're talking about our favorite buffalo wing flavor.
Listen, would anyone expect anything less of us? Like,
honestly,
why
not
else?
At this point. But I will say, I thought this challenge, like, maybe it's fun to watch in person, but like at home, like this is a total snooze. It's probably really exciting to do and everything. I barely
remember the challenge, honestly. I'm like, what was this one?
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I don't really but I feel that way about any of these that has a truck careening down a road. Like, they don't really do anything for me.
Me either.
Yeah, I'm sure it's super fun to participate in, but
right. There's something about the fact that it has to be on the side of this moving truck that I'm just like, it almost takes away from it for me. Like, I don't care about the moving truck aspect of it.
No, I couldn't care less.
I just want to see them unbraid the ropes.
Right, the truck could literally just be stationary.
Yeah, I would like it more. I think I would like it more.
Yeah, I agree. This is not It's not that exciting. Their commentary during it was like
Oh
more
yeah.
fun. Yeah.
Jasmine in particular, like towards the
Yes,
beginning, at
that's
one
what I was
point was
thinking
like,
of.
"There's dirt blowing everywhere. There's titties in my face. There's asses everywhere."
That's specifically what I was thinking of. And it's like, this is literally more fun than the challenge itself.
Yes.
It's just, but other than that, yeah, whatever.
Yeah, yeah. Um, so yeah, we had the team coming in first place would be safe. The team coming in second place would be the voting team, and then it was actually the third and fourth teams. So if you were in the bottom half of this, not just the worst team out of four, but if you were in that the bottom half, you were at risk of elimination.
Mhm.
And we found out from TJ that this was a women's elimination.
I did like that part of it, though. I do like the separation of the teams, and we're getting different size middle groups and bottom groups.
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of exciting.
Right. Well,
Yeah.
it also it's interesting to me too because it potentially changes the size of the pool that is eligible to be picked for elimination. Because I noticed that these four teams, two of them were broken down 3 women and 2 men. 2 of them were broken down 3 men and 2 women. So like if the 2 teams that lost only had 2 women, you only have 4 options to pick from now. If the 2 teams that have 3 women on it, now all of a sudden it goes to 6. We ended up in the middle here with 5. But like even the fact that depending on how this went, we could have had anywhere from 4 to 6 people eligible for elimination was just, I don't know, even that aspect of it was interesting to me.
Yeah, I hadn't thought of it that way, but I agree. I think that's interesting. And I also think it's interesting that you get a different size voting group each
Yeah,
time.
only 5
Yeah.
votes.
Yeah,
That's
I think
crazy.
that's really interesting in a game where everyone is together. You know, this isn't like Survivor where you're splitting people up constantly. This is a group that was together the whole time and you're constantly reshifting. It's almost like tribe swap every week. That's kind of fun to me.
And you know, we've talked about how in like the last couple of seasons, there's always like this way that they shake up the game and they change the format halfway through, and they always do this crazy thing. This is the kind of shake up week to week that I would look forward to. Like, I think it's interesting
Yes.
that like the actual structure of the game isn't changing. The format of the way that we're playing the game isn't changing. It's just the groups that are making the decisions are changing.
Yeah.
That's the kind
That's
of shake up that I'm here for.
yes, and it forces you to play a political game. You can't play old school challenge, not
Right.
an All Stars 4. Like it's not all they really said before was like you just have to win, and that still is true, and that's what's nice about this twist also. As long as you win, like you're not in any kind of danger, but
Yeah.
if you don't, how very interesting. Like you have to have a strong social game like to be safe.
Right.
I like that. You can't
Yeah,
just ignore it. It's not all
it's
physical
interesting.
prowess.
It's also interesting to me that like the winning team or duo or individual, whatever, like they're safe but have no, say in the vote. And then that middle team, like they're safe too, but they have all the power of like who to nominate. Like it's just very
Mhm.
interesting, even that, because it's like, what would you rather be? The person that's not in the bottom group isn't at risk and is making decisions, or do you want to be the winner that you know you're safe and you don't have to get any blood on your hands, but you're also
Right.
not making any moves
Do you want to
potentially?
be safe or do you want to have power? I like that it's
Yeah.
been separated. Yep.
Mhm.
hmm
That's really cool.
Yeah. And so the team that ended up winning was the pink team, led by Laurel. They did fantastic. They absolutely killed
They
it.
did.
That was
They did.
Laurel, Ryan, Cam, Derek, and Steve. The red team, that's our voting team. That's Tina, Brandon, Jasmine, Jay, and Avery, which got very interesting. So can't wait to talk about that. That meant that our 2 losing teams had Veronica, Brad, Cara Maria, Ace, and Flora, and then Adam, Rachel, Leroy, Keefla, and Nicole. I got to say, I'm pretty sure that Leroy's been in the losing group every single time so far, which is very concerning. He was like my top pick for the men. So.
It's concerning, but I can't say I'm super surprised either. This is kind of the performance I've come to expect from Leroy. I'm sorry. Like he had a really good final season before he like kind of retired. Like he did pretty well in that one, but otherwise he's always kind of been like middle to lower pack. Like if we're being honest, it was always Cam that was always like the one that outshined of the two of them.
Yeah, no, that's fair. That's true.
And it's like, this has kind of always been where Leroy was, but his social game was always a little stronger. That always got him a little bit further. He was still good enough that you didn't want to see him one-on-one, but these team challenges, I don't really know that he's ever been like
right
super strong. And like even in eliminate, I don't know, like
because I was hoping that
the reason why he hasn't won. That's all. I'm sorry.
No, yeah, 100%. I guess my hope was that he would at least he'd perform better and his teams would do better in those, because what we've had was we were in pairs last time, right? I know the first daily challenge was individual because we had that domino one. They were in pairs for that.
Oh yes, yes.
And then the first one was every man for themselves. I forget the other one. So you're right. Like Leroy has always been middle of the pack. I feel like in a lot of these, but I guess in some of the, it's just wild to me that even in the team ones where you're like just a member that's contributing to this this competition, like even there he's still coming in last every time. I don't know, but
I don't.
So with our lose,
I'm just not surprised. Yeah. That's all. I just hate to because I like him. I like him.
Oh yeah, I love him. I love him.
Like you know, I'm not shocked.
But so the orange team and the green team were our losing group. There were 10 people on that team, but only 5 were eligible for elimination because it was a women's elimination day. So that meant this was going to come down to Veronica, Cara Maria, Flora, Rachel, or Nicole. The only 3 names that I heard, right, that got any serious consideration were obviously Cara Maria and Rachel, who ended up going into elimination, and Veronica. Those were like the only 3 names that I remember hearing anyone seriously considering voting for.
Yeah.
So it was at this point also where Cara we start to get some talk from her about how like, yeah, I'm at risk, but I feel good because only 5 people can vote. And in that group of 5 are Brandon, Jasmine, and Jay, right? Was that who the 3 that she mentioned, I think?
Mm-hmm.
She was like, I don't know where Cam will vote. I don't know where Avery will vote. And I don't know where Tina will vote. They could say my name, but at least Brandon, Jasmine, and Jay should be good. And if that's true, that's the majority. She should be safe. But we ended up seeing that shifted pretty quickly. At first, it seemed like Jasmine was pretty set on voting in Rachel and Veronica to kind of break that up because everybody knows that Rachel, Veronica, and Tina are a trio and like very strong, very tight. So, it was interesting though, because people like Cam, people like Tina, like Cam obviously wants Cara in. Tina was trying to save both Veronica and Rachel. So she was trying to shift Jasmine to do somebody else. But I thought it was funny here, this moment with Tina at this club night, trying to make her pitch to save Veronica and Rachel. And Veronica just being like, Tina is so bad at politicking.
Tina sucks.
She was like, she might save us. She might save her 2 best friends right now, or she just might also like ruin our games completely. But yeah, what do you think of just all the chaos about the Rachel, Cara, Veronica vote and how we ended up then at Rachel and Cara?
It kind of felt like we were trying to make a mountain out of a molehill. Like, I mean, again, we talk about the edit a lot, but I feel like Jasmine got like unnecessarily upset with Tina in this moment. And it's like, you asked her a question and you were upset that she started to answer it. And it's like, because like Tina literally, I don't remember what exactly like verbatim that she said to her, but then Jasmine asked her a question as she started to answer. She's like, don't cut me off. Let me finish. And it's like, well, then don't ask me a question.
Right. Yeah.
It's like, just calm down. Like, because like, listen, Tina has a lot of faults. I do agree with Veronica that I don't think that Tina is the best at politicking, but I don't think this was an example of that. like I don't really think she did anything wrong here. Like she was trying to state a case and Jasmine didn't allow her to. Not to say that I'm completely faulting Jasmine for really not wanting to hear things, because I also think this could have been one of those moments where we ask a question, I immediately realize I don't care about your response. I'm like, you know what? I don't even know why I said that. Forget it. Because I just want to move on, because people have been blowing a lot of smoke up Jasmine's ass since she started playing this game. People lie to her all the time and then throw her into eliminations, and they're always discounting her, acting like she ain't shit. So it's like I can understand why she's not super receptive to people and their arguments, but you did ask her.
Right.
Well, I feel like the edit is doing like weird things because I feel like every bit of drama that we've seen this season feels to me like it comes out of nowhere, and it's like, why is everyone making a big deal about this? So either they're cutting out a lot of stuff, or this cast is very high strung because I feel like I never know what the hell is going on.
Right.
Yeah, no, this was definitely funny. I think both of them got a little more upset about things than they needed to. But it's just funny because there was a point where Jasmine was saying that she was going to vote in Rachel and Veronica for elimination. Tina was not happy about it. And she was like, like, who's telling you to do that? Like, they're trying to manipulate you. And Jasmine's like, who's trying to manipulate me? And I was just, as soon as Tina was like, they're just trying to manipulate you. And I was like, you mean the way you're about to try to manipulate her not to vote for Rachel and Veronica?
Probably so, but that is how one manipulates, by acting like you're not the manipulator. I mean, that is how one does it. But it's also important to note here that Tina was absolutely fucking wasted.
Oh yeah.
Her eyes, and that was not just booze, okay? Because she's a drinker. Her eyes don't be looking like that. Them suckers were bloodshot. Homegirl was crossfaded, okay? This young lady was snacking on them edibles, and then she went out to the bar.
Okay? Snacking on them edibles.
Yes, she was. Nom, 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 nom. Because she was 3 sheets to the wind, okay?
You sent me a screenshot of her face at one point.
I sure did.
I'm watching the episode.
It's like, oh, my.
Yes.
Oh my god.
Yeah. No, she was a mess.
Which honestly might be why Veronica was like, Tina sucks at politicking, because she knows that Tina's over there like, listen, do not vote for Veronica. But that's probably what Veronica is.
That's probably what she was picturing. Right.
Because she's across the room, like looking at Tina's face, like, why is she talking game right now? Look at her.
Like, stop, somebody tell her to shut up. Yeah, no, that's probably the case. But this was honestly like one of the calmest I've ever seen Tina.
Yeah.
I don't think you should do it. You being manipulated. I was like, wow, she is super chill.
Right.
Yeah.
What else was there? So this isn't club night. I skipped this by accident. Just Laurel and Nicole watch. Just want to get everybody on Laurel and Nicole watch, because they went very quickly from avoiding each other to slowly talking to getting fairly flirty. And while they might think that they're okay right now, this is going to go real bad
It's
real
going to be
fast.
messy.
So,
Toast messers.
Yeah. Like, I know we love messy TV, but I also just feel like I don't want to watch these people implode in front of us. So, like, why do they?
Listen, I said it in the group chat. I literally drafted Nicole because I said she's gonna be messy. I would like to select her, please. I want to watch the drama.
Is Nicole, because I hear she's a mess.
That's literally my word for word, my text.
No, I guess it will be entertaining to watch. I just like, I feel like these people are going through it. Did you see that next one where it looks like Laurel and Nicole are like wrestling each other on the ground, and then I think it's Veronica with just going, "We're experiencing a toxic relationship right now."
Like, I mean, what kind of wrestling was it? Was like, we're having fun and we find this sexual? Or is it wrestling because
it looked
you ate
wrestling
the bacon?
Well, I think the wrestling itself looked like playful to me. Like they were messing around. But like in the same next on, it cuts very quickly to Laurel crying, like, I'm trying to cut Nicole out of my life. So like this is gonna be messy real fast, I think.
Kyle immediately just
It's just episode 5. That's as far as we made it. Damn.
I know.
At least make it to like 7. Get past the halfway mark.
Yeah. So we had more talk about nominations. This is prior to nominations actually happening, though. There was a point where we had Jasmine, Cam, Laurel, and Avery in there talking about this, and Cam was just flat out being like, "I don't understand. Why don't we just put in Rachel and Cara? Two strong players. They both have stars. Let them take a shot at each other. See which one goes home." So this was what I knew for sure. I was like, all right, so Cam really is like all the way done with Cara over this one vote, I guess.
Too soon.
I think that's the thing too. You're gonna have to take the shot eventually, but this just feels way too soon.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. But
Nope,
yeah. The next meeting that we saw about nominations, I just thought was interesting because it was with all the people voting except for Tina. And this vote revolved a lot around Tina's allies. So we had Avery, Brandon, Jasmine, and Jay all meet up. And Jay says that he is not going to vote for Cara. He also said Nicole, but I feel like that was the only time I ever even heard anybody mention Nicole and vote in the same sentence in this episode. So was someone saying I'm not going to vote for her. Jay said he will not vote for Cara. Jasmine, Brandon, and Avery all said that they will. And that they'll vote not only Cara but Rachel. Actually, no, Avery didn't vote. Who did she vote? Was it Cara and like Veronica or something? She voted somebody different. I don't remember why. Doesn't really matter.
I don't remember.
What do you think though of the? So I'm curious to get your thoughts about Brandon and Jasmine. I mean, obviously, Cara thought she had them like as her allies to back her up. They would never say her name. Obviously, they did. Jay stayed loyal, said he didn't understand why Brandon would vote for Cara because it seems like they're all pretty tight. So what do you think, though, about Brandon and Jasmine taking a shot at Cara at this point? Because I feel like, I just want to hear what you guys think first.
I didn't really think anything of it. Like, listen, I love Cara and everything, but like, are we really going to say that you wouldn't? In terms of the actual hierarchy here, like I understand that like we haven't seen Cara in a little while. We don't know how these relationships has fleshed out since the last time you were all on TV. But I never would have put Cara as being aligned with a Brandon or a Jasmine ever.
Yeah.
So it's like if I have this opportunity that's sitting right here, why wouldn't I take it? Because I can't remember any moment where Jasmine was really protected by anyone.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Like, no one's ever looked out for her in a game. So, like, she owes nobody.
Right. I guess what I found interesting about it, and, like, it's funny, like, I'm not necessarily saying that I think that they made the wrong move or that it was a bad move. And we did see Brandon in this episode actually say that, like, I always told myself if I came back, I was going to just get the best players out, regardless of if they were my friends or not, which, like, I can get behind that type of gameplay. It's good to play smart. But I guess, like, I just felt like, is this the kind of thing, too? Like, with Cam turning on Cara too early. Like, is this too early also? Just because I felt like Cara's a strong player that if she has your back, that could be pretty valuable, at least in the short term. And it feels like, and I could be wrong. Maybe Cara would have flipped on them next week for all I know. I could be completely wrong. But, like, it just felt like they didn't just turn somebody, like a neutral party, into a potential enemy. I felt like they were turning somebody that was an ally into an enemy when it wasn't necessary. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I don't know that I necessarily believe that to be true. Like, I struggle with that one because, like, Cara has always been known for being that person like, this is a game. This is a game. Sorry. I mean, that's what it is. That's what it is. And it's like, and she's not super receptive to when people do that to her.
Yeah.
Part of the reason why we love Cara is that, like, those alleged bridges that you could say were burned never seem to matter because you can throw her down to sand. She's going to come right back. So you better just align with her because she ain't going anywhere. That's why we love Cara, but not because, like, she's one that's always stuck to her word. Because that's not exactly how I remember her.
Yeah.
She does whatever she wants. She does what's best for Cara.
It's very fair.
Correct. Yeah, I think it's right. I mean, you're playing a game. Draw 4.
Fair. And no, it's definitely fair. I just wanted to get people's opinions on what they thought about the move in general, if it's the smart move, if it's not, because I feel like if people weren't trying to make a big move, we'd be complaining like, why is everybody just playing so safe and this
right?
And that.
The game.
But yeah, So while we're here, obviously Rachel and Cara ended up being nominated for elimination. And so while we're here, because we were talking a lot about Brandon voting against Cara and how betrayed she felt by this, I just thought this was really funny. There's two very short little clips that I just want to show you guys to get your thoughts on this. So this is Brandon talking about Cara in this first clip here.
Let's give it a gander.
Challenge. Our relationship is built on being on the challenge. She's one of those where you can go without seeing someone for 10 years, and when you see him, you're right back on track.
Okay, so the part there that I thought was funny was, this is someone that you don't see for 10 years. As soon as you see each other again, you're right back on track. Now this was after Brandon had voted Cara into elimination, and Cara was kind of going at them, kind of calling them out. And I just want you to catch what Brandon says at the very end of this clip, because there's a part where Jasmine's kind of talking also, so you might be a little hard to hear, but just remember the last clip ended. Cara, I don't see it for 10 years. We pick up right back where we were. Now check this out.
I love the preface.
How you feeling, Cara?
At the beginning of the game, you said it's very important to know who your friends are. I think it's more important that I learned today who my friends aren't. Brandon and Jasmine in particular.
I made a move. I did what I had to do.
I haven't talked to
Get
you
over
in
it.
8 years.
It's a little aggressive.
I haven't talked to you in 8 years. That's all. That just made me laugh because I just happened to catch it, and I was like, didn't he say like 20 minutes ago, like 10 years could go by and we still love each other? And now all of a sudden, after he voted her, and it's like, we haven't talked to each other in 8 years. That just made me laugh.
Still the editors were like
against the move, yeah. Still not saying that I think it was a bad move or a good move, whatever. But that was just really funny to me. So,
yeah, I mean, there's two ways to look at that too. If we want to play devil's advocate here,
here we go.
Here it comes. Buckle up. I mean, so you can say like, I haven't seen you in a really long time, and it's easy for us to pick up where we were. There are two different layers to that. Like, we can pick up and just be cool and have a good time, and like, we're in here, we're cooking dinner, we're kicking and having a nice time. But then we're playing the game now, so it's like, is that also where we picked up years ago? I mean, like, didn't we always play that way anyway? I still don't say that I ever remember them being aligned. I could also just not remember, but I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely.
So Liz is saying, they're not friends, but they're allies in the game.
Yeah.
I mean,
not anymore.
I guess not. Yeah. But adding that, she was acting like they have a real life friendship, which they seemingly don't. Right. I mean, like, when I think about like Long Island theater, right? It could be years and years before I do a show with somebody. I see you, we get on, we have a really, really good time. That doesn't mean I'm your ride or die. Doesn't mean I'm your festy bestie.
Yeah. Well, I guess then though, does that here, I agree with what Liz said here. The way she was crying was over the top to me. I get it. Actually, I saw some people online saying that it felt very Bananas-like, because sometimes when Bananas gets thrown in, he'll like kind of go off on people. And while some people think that's annoying, I see other people saying that like it's an intimidation thing. Like, the next time you nominate Johnny, he's gonna lay into you like this in front of the whole house, like, and like so that's almost like for Cara a similar thing. But these comments are just very interesting for me from Liz, because I guess in reference to Brandon saying he came in saying he was going to play this time with his head, not his heart. And then she said, they're not friends, they're allies in a game. So if Brandon is going to cut his ally out of the game, is he playing with his head? They're not friends, right? So like, but they're allies in a game. Is he playing with his head if he's cutting an ally and making that person an enemy? I don't know. That's all.
It depends. How strong of an ally are you? You can be an ally and still not be my strongest one.
Right. Are you like one of my numbers as long as I need you, and then I cut you when I don't anymore? Are you like those like outside of the alliances,
Right. But I think it's weird too, because like I feel like with Cam kind of turning on Cara so easily, like it doesn't seem like Cara has many people. You know what I mean? So like,
I
who
don't
is
know
she
that
gonna?
she ever did, sadly.
But that's what I mean. Like, who is she gonna turn on you for? Um, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just like I feel like you do need people in this game to get you further, and I feel like Kara is one of the strongest people in there. And if she has got your back, like that helps you. Um, and I feel like there's a chance that people could look at like a Brandon now. Like I said, they don't really seem that close to us. We never really knew how close they were. But like, are people going to look at this as being like Brandon turns his back on his allies? Kara doesn't want to work with him anymore now, so he doesn't have her. Like, I don't know. Is this the best move long term for him?
So I guess we'll see.
Yeah,
We'll see.
I think some of the drama with these votes has been interesting. But all right, let's get to the elimination, I guess, right? It was Kara and Rachel going in, and this was called Star Slice. So in this competition, they had to use throwing stars to knock out their opponent's pictures. There were other things on the board, like stand on 1 foot when you throw, or move 5 feet back, or move 5 feet closer. And then also, if you were to hit your own pictures, you could get potentially knocked out of the game, by yourself. So obviously, you didn't want to do that. People were very upset. I saw online that this was like the competition that Rachel and Kara had to compete in, because they're like such strong physical competitors, and people were hoping for like a pole wrestle or something like that. From what
This is like a carnival game.
So did you feel the same way? Did you think this was a lame elimination for them?
I didn't even watch it. I was walking around, I was putting dinner together. Like, who cares?
I just spent the whole time thinking about how badly I would have performed.
Yeah, like it's just this was so lame. Really, we're just throwing. I mean, again, we play this kind of a thing at like the Renaissance Fair.
Yeah,
Renaissance.
It
was not that exciting.
I loved how Laura. I think Laurel at one point was the one that was like, have either of these girls ever played darts or something?
See, she said that, and then I got in my head like, is that something I'm supposed to be doing? Like,
I don't play darts either. Like,
no, I mean, like, at some point in your life, you've thrown something at a target, though. But yeah, this was kind of a bust, I thought, this elimination. Yeah. But all right. At the end of the day, Kara did end up winning this one. So that meant that Rachel was going to go home. So this was interesting, because this was the first time that we saw somebody get eliminated that already had a star, right? So every other time after elimination, we've gotten to see somebody go to that podium and choose someone to steal their star. So I guess in this one, it's just whoever you beat, like it's just their star that you take. Are you okay with that? That's how it breaks down, or do you miss the idea of like being able to steal someone's star?
I don't hate that as like a separate version of it, because I mean that star has to go somewhere,
Yeah,
right.
I thought it was fine.
Yeah. Okay.
I liked that she called herself Stara Maria. That made me laugh.
Stara Maria.
Cute.
Yeah. So okay, this was interesting because Kara, at first, it almost looked like she was going to give this extra star to Laurel. She ended up giving us some reasoning about why she didn't want to do that ultimately, which is that she felt like if you give this star to Laurel, next time that 2 women come down, people are just going to be thinking, throw in Kara and Laurel. Now they both have a star. They can both, go in. We're guaranteed to get one of them out. So she ends up giving the star to Jasmine instead. Do you think that was the right move to give it to Jasmine?
I thought it was smart. I feel like I've seen a lot of back and forth about this, though. People seem pretty divided.
Yeah, honestly, I did think this was a good move. Everyone's like, "Oh, you should give this to another like strong competitor," and it's like, yeah, okay, but like, if you have a chance to go against Kara or Jasmine, who are you going to choose?
Yeah,
you can talk about getting the strong people out all you want, but at the end of the day, you just want a star. So like, there's a pretty good chance you're going to go for Jasmine.
Right. No, I totally agree, and that's why I thought it was weird. And this just felt like another like Cam hating on Kara moment, But Cam was like, that's so stupid that why would you give it to Jasmine? Like, give it to a strong player. And she was like, but, you know, Kara's never been, you know, like, she's not good at strategy. It's just like very much.
Meanwhile, she laid out her exact strategy.
Yeah,
And like, she
and I
was
was
like,
like,
this is why I'm making this decision.
Right. And I was like, it makes sense to me though, because I'm thinking about it long term too, is that we just had a women's elimination. And like obviously TJ could throw things up and say, throw in 2 men and 2 women next week, and now we have a double elimination or something. Like, but like if we just had a women's elimination, like you're good for now. Hopefully next time it's a men's elimination. Then if we go back to a women's elimination, hopefully Jasmine comes in the losing group and someone's just going to think she's an easy star for me to get. And then if you get another men's elimination after that, now you're like 3-4 weeks removed from this, you know, like, and I feel like the game has changed so much by that point. So I don't know why it would have been a smarter move to give it to somebody like Laurel.
No, I agree. Yeah.
But does anybody have anything else for this episode? I think that's all I got.
The only last thing that I do want to get out of here so I can review BB Cam a little bit, because I don't remember all the stats. So I do want to review certain things, but it should go. At least you should not go without mentioning the fact that Rachel needs to relax about the fact that Tina said her name in this deliberation. Like, who really cares? Like, it was already decided. Like, what is the big deal? Yes, I guess she could have said like what Veronica and Flora, and it just would have been a burn, but it was still a burn vote anyway because it was already decided. So I can't believe you said my name, and it's like, girl, even Jasmine told you that like it was already decided by the time that Tina voted. So who cares?
Right.
Like,
well,
it changes nothing.
Right. And what's funny about this situation is that it's sort of similar to the situation that Cara was in for her vote, where, because I remember when we were talking about Cara not voting for Rachel and that pissing Cam off, we were like, well, maybe we didn't see this in the right order. Maybe production kind of shifted it around. So like maybe Cam voted and then Cara was the next person to vote for all we know. And she voted different from Cam. And that's why she's so pissed off, because it could have had an impact on the vote potentially. But at least in this vote, we know that the order was correct, because
we know
every time,
for sure.
Yeah, every time they tried to throw it to Tina, she was like, I'm not going first. Oh, no, I'm not going next. No, I'm not going. I'm going last. So we know that she went last, and we know that her votes literally meant nothing.
Right. Although I will also say, though, that I did enjoy Jasmine in this interaction, because like, girl, I see your game, but I'm going to vote anyway. I was like, good. You're carrying on as you know you need to not start a fight here. You just got to carry on with this vote anyway, but just letting Tina know that you clocked it. I did appreciate that.
Yeah.
Whatever. Leave Tina alone in this situation. There'll be plenty of other things to get her for. This wasn't one of them. Like,
I agree.
Yeah,
I agree. But all right. Yeah, so for the next on, there are a couple interesting things that happened. The daily challenge, I'm curious to see what happens with Brad, because Brad says that this daily challenge will haunt him forever. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. It looks like the Cam and Cara drama is continuing. These were some quotes from the next on. We saw Cara saying, "You got what you wanted," and Cam saying, "So what?" And then Cara saying, "Just say you want me out," and Cam then replying, "Well, now I do." So we're going to get more drama between them. And then my last note for the next on was Laurel and Nicole already going downhill. And then with a little bullet point that says Veronica, and in quotes, "We are experiencing a toxic relationship." So those are the things to look out for. Brad is haunted, Cara and Cam, and Laurel and Nicole. All right. So yeah, what else do we have going? Oh, well, so I took a hit. Just show my team real quick, I guess.
Oh, yes.
Rachel gone. So I have down 3 of 8. Man, this was a rough week for me between Rachel leaving and then I lost 2 people in the double eviction of Big Brother Canada last night. So, and I'm sick, and just this is a terrible week.
You're having a rough time. It's been a rough 24 hours for Team Dunphy.
But all right, so we're not done tonight. We do have one more stream tonight at 9:30 p.m. Eastern time. We'll be talking about the most recent week in the Big Brother Canada house. And obviously we had a double eviction, so it was a busy week.
It was.
So come hang out, 9:30 p.m. Eastern time. Other than that, we'll be back next Monday, 9 9 p.m. Eastern time to talk Survivor 46.
Yes.
And that's it. We are Strat Chat, your favorite reality TV podcast. You can find us on the socials at Strat Chat Pod. Find us everywhere on all the social media platforms, and find us and like us and comment and subscribe and follow and all those fun things. Does anyone else have anything for the benefit of the community?
I don't
No.
believe so.
All right. And then I think it's time to get on out of here.
Let's.
Lido, Lido, Lido.